Today is April 21st, 2026, and I'm doing some more arts and crafts. So that's why you're over there still. But I'm trying to make bees, like bee garland kind of a thing. So I think it'll turn out adorable. Only problem is there will be a lot of tape used. But I'm doing arts and crafts because tomorrow is going to be one of the most stressful days in my life for quite a while. Just a quick recap while I figure out how to make a bee shape. Tomorrow, obviously, we have the presentation, the skit thing that none of us have worked on since we worked on it on Monday. So yay, that's going to be so much fun. It's going to be so much fun to deal with. Now, here's the fun part. There's another person in the group. Now, I have her phone number, so I texted her and I said, hey, you weren't there today, but you're in our group. So, let me know, like, your school email so I can add you to this shared Google Doc. She hasn't even opened my message. She hasn't responded. She hasn't opened it. She hasn't done anything with it. So, the presentation is tomorrow. We haven't heard anything from her. So, there's a very big chance nothing will happen with her. But here's the extra big problem. Tomorrow, not only, right after the skit, about an hour-ish, roughly, later, I have a test. I have an exam. An exam that basically determines if I get to continue with my major. Because if I don't score high enough, I don't get to continue my major. Right? Now that is a problem, in case you don't know, because I kind of need my major. Alright? But it is a reading exam. So essentially, it's like, oh yeah, just read and show you have the comprehension. That's fine and dandy. I can read and comprehend pretty decently, I would say. I enjoy reading. I like thinking about the things. But one thing that I firmly believe in is that with literature, there are multiple ways to interpret the same sentence. In this exam, there are not multiple ways to interpret the same sentence. The sentence is the same. Alright? The meaning has to be the same as their meaning, which means I did a practice exam today, got 4 answers wrong. Now, I know some of you guys are going to be like, oh, that's 4 answers. That's not bad. Yes, it is bad. Okay? That's like an 80%. Alright? And I know that's not necessarily a bad score, but it's not the best one I could have. So, B. So I'm very nervous, okay? Because I enjoy reading. I'm good at reading. I'm typically very good at comprehending what I'm reading. I am not good with metaphors. I typically need things explained to me before I understand them. Raining cats and dogs, I didn't understand that until someone explained it to me. So, not very good with metaphors. I'm also not very good at picking up on nuance, right? Now, I'm a person who preaches that pretty much everything has nuance, right? There's multiple sides to every story. There's a bajillion sides to every single story, essentially. But here's the thing. If it's in a story, and this book was written in like the 1950s, because I've had that happen, where they give you something to read and it's from the 1950s and you're like, I don't understand half the words in here. My problem is vocabulary. I don't have a very large one. And if I do, it's more just used in context. So I don't know the definitions of a lot of words, but I do know the context of a lot of words. Which basically means I'm not going to be bad at the exam, but I'm not going to be great. And that is terrifying. Because again, this exam basically tells me if I'm going to pass the rest of my life, right? How the rest of my life is going to go. Which is terrifying, because I'm young, alright? I didn't even really know I'd be going to college for my major until not too long ago. So, obviously, I'm terrified for my life for tomorrow. But, not only is there a test tomorrow that can determine my entire future, I might be getting tested for my next rank in Taekwondo. Which, totally isn't terrifying at all, right? So, here's the plan. I'm gonna try not to cry, because if I start crying, it's over for me. I'm gonna be tired, I'm gonna want nothing to do other than to lay down. So, the plan, essentially, line this up, is basically to just hope and pray, but probably not actually pray because I'm not good at doing that even if I need to, and then just assume I'm going to be fine. I will try my best. I'm gonna try not to have caffeine tomorrow because it makes me shaky and it doesn't caffeine doesn't wake me up, it just makes me feel very uncomfortable and unable to sleep unless I do like extreme amounts of exercise. So I'm gonna try no caffeine. Another beep. We'll see how it goes. Probably not well. But I will let you guys know when I get home after all that stuff. I need to pop my back. But, another thing to add, insult to injury, I injured my knee today. Because I went to the library, because obviously I'm still in college, I have to go do homework. I can't just sit around and stress about things all day. You know, I have to still do the things I'm stressed about. Which is very rude. So I went to the library, and to get to our library, you have to run. Well, really you have to cross a major highway. So, I typically run. Well, I did not stretch properly, and I popped my ankle, and now my knee hurts. So, don't ask me how that's related, I don't frickin' know. All I know is that my knee hurts, and the only thing that happened was that I ran across a highway. So, that's that. That one was really hard to put on. We're almost there. So yeah, tomorrow, stressful. Today, it's also stressful. So, I have a podcast that I technically probably should listen to today. I might try to get it done today. And then all I have left is a video and a lecture. And then I can submit that paper. And then I only have one major paper left. And I've already got it planned out. I made the outline for it today. So, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. But I might try to listen to a little bit of said podcast tonight. I might not, I don't know. Who knows? Not me, that's for certain. But that's gonna be it. We're almost at 8 minutes. I've been making a lot of these, so that's it. We'll see what happens tomorrow, because I don't know, and I'm stressed about it. So, goodbye.